All right, guys, I'm going to show you how to get the Untouchable trophy. That's for completing the Shrine Path puzzle without taking any damage. Now, in this section, you're going to follow the Fox Max. He's going to take you over to this rightmost building over here, and he's going to disappear. You're going to have to find a combination. So what you're supposed to do here, by the way, pay attention. There's a little praying shrine there. You can save your game. I highly recommend you do that after the setup. Now, what you're supposed to do is take that left path. You're going to end up going through a door, and there's going to be a dowel that will trigger this puzzle encounter. Instead, I'm going to go back the other way, the opposite way, and just look for the symbols, the EMA pieces that I'm supposed to use. Which pieces are you supposed to look for? Open up your journal. You'll see on the bottom of the page, I have a serpent, a bird, and a tortoise, and the tortoise is right here. So I'm going to make a mental note of that, and we're going to come back to that during the actual encounter. So I'm going to go to the next set of boards. Now, your location, by the way, are going to be different than mine. In fact, your pieces might be different depending on the difficulty you're playing on. I'm playing on story difficulty for the puzzles on this first playthrough. So your pictures might be different depending on difficulty as well as location. It's random. So that was the bird. And now if I come over here, there's actually not one of the EMA pieces for this puzzle, but there is a cat EMA right here. Now this is for the Amamori collectible set. So hit L1 and X and collect it right now. Don't do what I did and walk away. Because if you finish this puzzle before getting that cat Amamori, you're going to be locked out of it. But now I know where all the pieces are at. I got the backwards door open. And what you want to do before you start the puzzle is make one final save. Because if you do get hit, you can just reload that save. You'll have all the locations memorized. You'll have doors opened. Oh, our last piece is over here. It's the serpent. The serpent's down on the bottom here. And check your journal for the symbols you need. And their locations were random. So now I'm back at that shrine where that save point was at. Now I'm going to take the proper path back towards where we entered this area, where we're going to see a little dowel. It's creepy. And eventually a monster is going to come out and attack us. Now this is the one difficult part. This is why you made a save right before you came over here. Now what you need to do is defeat him. The best way to do it is just to parry his attacks. He does that big overhead attack. R2 is your parry. And then he does a flurry of swipes here. On his final one, if you're close enough, you can get a parry. And I think he swings about 8, 9, or 10 times. Quite a bit. Missed the parry there. So just work the parries. Don't try to fight him like that. That's looking for trouble. Here's this flurry attack. At the very end, I'm going to just step forward to get a parry in. Now, once he's knocked out, we're going to quickly run around, collect all the EMA boards, right? Find the symbols. We're going to get the cat EMA as well. And then we're going to go back to that final door to enter in the locker combination. So here's the first one. I'm going to actually get a little lost during this section.
Seems right.
Now the idea here again is to complete this before that monster comes and finds you again, because he will respawn and he will come and find you. All right, so that was the first one. I'm going to just travel back around and get to that next set where the other ones are all located. And I made one big mental blunder here. Can you figure it out? That's right. I forgot to put the lantern back on. I get a little confused about where I'm going. In my defense, however, I wasn't sure when the monster would come back and I wanted to be prepared. Okay, so now we're on the western side. There's a bunch of them over here. The tortoise was going to be over here to the right. Here we go. L1 to examine, X to turn it around to get the symbol. Okay, so now I'm going to go back and I have to get the bird. However, I haven't gotten the cat Amamori yet. So get this cat over here before you interact with the third symbol. If you don't do this, you'll be locked out of it on this playthrough. Ideally, you would have already collected that before starting this. Okay, so now here is the last one. The bird with the red circle behind it. So now we're going to go back to where we created the save, where we lost the fox dude, and have to enter in the combination. So let's just go ahead and make a fast travel over there. There's no fast travel in the game, just editing. Okay, so here's the completion. Here's where you're going to get the Untouchable trophy. If you go back to your journal, you'll see the combination for this door. Enter it in there, pop your trophy, and you're good to go. I know there's a lot there. It's a little complicated, but it's not as hard. It doesn't need to be as hard. As long as you can stun the guy the first time, the monster, you should be golden. There we go. Thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate it. If you would hit that like button, if you're new around here, hit the subscribe button. See you soon.